Favorite player this year, and like it doesn't have to be like an MVP thing. It doesn't have to be like, okay, well, Connor McDavid was great and he's the best player this year. He could just be someone you just like really enjoyed watching just this year period. It could be NHL, it could be any league you want, I guess. Just anyone you just got a kick out of seeing them play well at any point during the year.
Yeah, I mean, this is no disrespect to Connor McDavid. I actually looked up the stat this morning. He's like 155 points in the calendar year 2021. So, I mean, insane. If we're handing out the best player of the year, we would know who it would be. But for me, my favorite player actually was Kirill Kaprizov from Minnesota. And, you know, he's actually a little bit over a point a game in his first 85 NHL games. And, you know, his career began actually right at the start of January with the beginning of last season. And I just thought for a player who was very much hyped, you know, I know Mike Russo at The Athletic's been writing about him for like 3 or 4 years. You know, in Minnesota, they were waiting for him to come over from Russia. He finally comes. And I just thought, I mean, first of all, he made that team almost single-handedly more watchable and more exciting. And look, they're having a lot of success early in this season. And for him to have that individual success right out of the gate, I know he's a little older than a typical rookie, but, you know, he was the guy I kind of most liked watching. And I know I mentioned him on a few previous episodes, but if you ever get him in a 3-on-3, like if you see the Wilder in overtime, I would highly recommend clicking over to that game if you can, because especially when he's got space, he's a pretty exciting player. And so he was a player kind of the most caught my eye. Might get a bonus there because he's new to North America in 2021. So he stands out a little bit more than guys who've been doing it for a long time over here. But he was the guy I most liked watching this year.
Yeah, man. Kirill the Thrill, Dollar Bill Kirill. You don't say like the nicknames on this dude. He is box office for this team. They win a playoff series this coming season, like this season, that's going to go a long way with them. And especially with the way that their salary cap and their salary structure is kind of looking right now with the buyouts they did in the summer for Ryan Suter and Zach Parise. They kind of need to win now. I like the pick for Kirill Kaprizov. I'll give mine to Alexander Ovechkin, though, because he's put himself in the MVP conversation in the NHL at his age. Somebody who will go down as the greatest goal scorer I have ever seen in my life. Someone who has put himself in a position where the goal scoring record, it doesn't seem as if it's a question of if he'll do it. It's a question of when now. And even Wayne Gretzky feels as if he'll do it. Like we're all waiting with bated breath to see when he'll do it. And the fact that he's been able to keep up his monstrous scoring pace that he's shown throughout his career at his age now at like 36, like he's up there in age. Like it's amazing to see. And he's been so great to watch. So he gets my vote for favorite player of the year. Maybe there's some slight bias because I've been a big fan of him, as I mentioned in the last episode, but I think he's certainly deserving of that. That's not to say Connor McDavid doesn't deserve any praise, though. He's been great, but I think Alexander Ovechkin deserves this. It's
nutty too that you're saying it's a formality feeling, and it's like he's still like 150 goals away. Like it's not, you know, I know that that's a few healthy seasons the way he has scored over the years, but you know, a lot of stuff can happen. I hope he does take a run at it though. I'm not trying to will the things that could go wrong into the universe, but man, he's a machine.
He's going to do it. I think he's going to do it. Or to quote my colleague James Myrtle, I say he doesn't. To the next award, Play of the Year. There might be an obvious one here, but I'm very curious as to what you have to say.
I'm trying to check myself for like recency bias, but it's got to be the Trevor Zegras goal for me. Well, it's a Sonny Milano goal, but the Trevor Zegras pass from behind the net. Just because I've never seen that, you know, and I've spent a lot of my life watching hockey games and seen a lot of crazy stuff happen, but nothing quite on that level. And so, you know, it was down to the McDavid goal, 1 versus 4, or that one, you know, against the Rangers, and McDavid scored. Again, I feel bad because I'm not handing McDavid a CJ here, but you know, I'm gonna give it to the kid, Trevor Zegras, for his imaginative pass. And yeah, I mean, I think that will be on highlight reels for long time beyond this year.
Like I completely understand why that goal, that play deserves all the praise. We had people from even well outside the NHL scope commenting on it. I mean, Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan was out here saying that goal was amazing. Like that was Like that should be the play of the year objectively on so many highlight reels. However, I want to give the play of the year award to Connor McDavid and going 1-on-4. I thoroughly enjoyed that play. My favorite part of it is just seeing him just kind of wade his way through the neutral zone, kind of like a shark just waiting to pounce on blood as soon as it sees it in the water. And then he just cuts through that New York Rangers defense. He has like Patrick Nemeth as like the last guy he needs to beat in the offensive zone before scoring that goal. And then seeing his face just completely shocked at what he had just done. That's one of the best goals he's scored in his career. There's a good chance it might be the best goal he's ever scored in his career. And as much as I enjoyed the Trevor Zegras play, as much as I enjoyed that Connor McDavid move, I think is better. And I think it deserves to be the play of the year. So Connor McDavid gets himself a CJ. He's not going to go home empty-handed.
This is why I'm glad we're both giving them out, because I really was divided on this one. Like there was nothing else that was on the same level of those two that I was debating on. But it's hard because like someone like McDavid, you expected a little bit more maybe, which he shouldn't be marked down for. Like that's patently absurd. Like I'm not, but I'm just saying like, I think just the surprise element of the Zegras one was partly what got me. But you're right. And they had a big comeback in that game against the Rangers. It was the night they retired Kevin Lowe's number.
They did.
And that was like 3 minutes left in the game. I mean, like that had everything. That had sort of a significant moment in that game, the time, his reaction. Yeah, I probably flubbed my CJ, but at least we got one going to Anaheim and one going to Edmonton.
You did not flub your CJ at all, CJ. This next one, I actually went to Discord for this one, and I got a few responses. We have our award for episode of the year, but I wanted to throw it out to Discord just to see what they would say. And there were a few people who actually chimed in with some of their picks. But the one it seems that got the most, I guess, kind of feedback is Live from Adam's Basement, the first of the episodes we did where we were in the same room and we were in the studio, literally in Adam Wild's basement. That seems to be the one that most of our lovely fans on Discord seem to enjoy. So the Discord pick for episode of the year is Live from Adam's Basement, where that was fun. That was a genuinely like fun afternoon. I mean, every episode we do together is fun, but like just being in the same room, the vibes, the story of the Saddle Dome, like you got fun stories, you got insight. Like that was amazing. That was really fun.
It's funny. That was going to be my pick too. Because it was cool to finally it was finally cool to get together too, right? Because I don't know how far we were in, but we'd done a number of episodes virtually at that point, and you know, we'll get back there in 2022. We'll be Live from Adam's Basement 2.0 at some point, and hopefully that'll be one that's up for a CJ this time next year.